This is Dirshu Mishnah Berurah as we continue Simin Mem Zayin, the halachas of Birkas HaTorah, and today we're going to be learning Sif Tes through Sif Yud Beis. We begin Sif Tes, which the Mechaber teaches us, Yishayimim Shemifsik bin Birkas HaTorah Lilimudai Ein Bekach Klum. Quoting the opinion of the Rian, Rabbi Yehuda, and the Mordechai, there are those that say if one is mafsik between Birkas HaTorah and learning, there is Ein Bekach Klum, there's no problem. But it's best not to be mafsik. Says the Mishnah Berurah over here in Sefkatin Yotesh Mefsik Taimon. What's the reason? Till now, we've been learning the past few days the way to be yoytze Birkas HaTorah. Perhaps, and we'll call it the b'diavad, the secondary manner. When it comes to avarab avas olam, that's not the ikr Birkas HaTorah. Then explains the Mishnah Berurah, that's the only time that it works. Only if you learn right away, b'li hafsik, without any interruption. But if you're saying the actual Birkas HaTorah, it works the entire day. Even if you do not learn until half of the day. Says Mishnah Berurah, it's not like all other brachas that you're not able to be mafsik between the bracha and the mitzvah itself. Why? Because the mitzvah is to learn day and night. It's not called that you stop thinking of learning. Says the Mishnah Berurah, the majority of the Achrayim argue in the Mechaber, and they hold like the Yishayim, the Mechaber rak v'hanochayin. The Mechaber wrote only it is proper, it didn't Birkas HaTorah k'mo b'chol Birkas HaMitzvah. And he holds that Birkas HaTorah is like all of Birkas HaMitzvahs. And then in this you have to make a new bracha if you're masik. Since you did not begin the mitzvah, there's nothing to rely upon. Nir Ali explains in Baskins the Mishnah Berurah. The key, even the Ishbaisim Shesayim Deins are Lachs, since there are those who hold, you do not have to make a new bracha. You Yisir Toiv, what's better? If you were mafsik, if you interrupted after saying Birkas HaTorah, what should he do? Should do what we spoke about the past few days. And he should have intent by Avarab, Lotis B'zei, the Birkas HaTorah. And learn a little bit after davening, Ayin, Bir Halacha. So if one is a mafsik right after he's saying Birkas HaTorah, what should he do? We should have in mind by Ahava Rabba. And now we continue back in the Mechaber, and now we understand. Now we know that why built into our tefillah. Why, when we dive in, what do we say? We say Birkas Kohanim right after Birkas HaTorah. Explains the Mishnah Berurah, we have three psukim, like one who learns in the Torah. Why do we say these three? If the whole purpose of saying something, you just have three psukim of Torah, why specifically the three psukim of Birkas HaTorah? Explains the Mishnah Berurah, because it's a bracha on the Amon. You're allowed to say it even before the light of the day. Not like those that say you're not allowed to say Birkas Kohanim early in the morning, because you're not allowed to dochen at night. We don't pass in that way, says the Mishnah Berurah. You're only saying it as limud, as learning. So therefore you're allowed to say it early in the morning, which ostensibly is night. Of course, we know we don't only say Birkas Kohanim, we also say Ilu Devarim, Shi Mishnah, which is the Mishnah, and we continue Meimer Dil Devarim Shadam Eichel Peir Sem Blo Mazeh, Dedekaya Mikra Mishnah Gemara. So in truth, this Sif Tas should almost never happen to someone that he's mafsik after saying Birkas HaTorah before learning, because built into our tefillah is to say Birkas Kohanim and Ilu Devarim. And we continue in Sif Yud that the Mechaber teaches us. If you interrupt your learning and you have to do what you have to do, since your intention is to go back and learning law, the hafsik is not called the hafsik. So to sleeping and the bathhouse, basically, have a hafsik. Explains the Mishnah Berurah of God the Chav Beis. Kiman Jedaite. Mashma says the Mishnah Berurah Demisha in darkly lilmonim lilmoid. So one doesn't normally learn, and he changes his mind to learn. Meaning, he's a person that maybe he learns for 5 minutes after davening, and he doesn't generally learn the rest of the day. And he's going out to work, and one day he decides, you know what, I'm going to learn. Sarach lach ulavarich says the Mishnah Berurah. It sounds like you have to make a new bracha. Kein gaz v'magen Avram. However, Vataz Kosav Lehepech says the Taz no. Did Meloi Kosav Shulchan Aruch Dai Tilachzor. The Shulchan Aruch didn't say it in the positive that only if you have in mind to go back and learn, you do not say a new Birkas HaTorah. Mashma this year later. What does the Shulchan Aruch hold? The Mistama Amrinon. What's the stama? That what is your mindset? This is a mindset of the way that a Jew lives his life, even if he's spending the entire day working, the entire day doing other items. But what's the mindset? That in Yizdamin Shuchal Lilmod, let's say it happens, I have a break, I'm able to learn, I can go to a shir, I can learn something. That your mindset is, I'm learning, I'm working right now, I'm playing ball right now, I'm chilling right now. But if I have the opportunity to sit and learn for a few minutes, I'm going to. So therefore your Birkas HaTorah works on that as well. And therefore you should not make a new bracha. Even though the guy knows like the Magen Avram, the first opinion, you do not make a new bracha. And the Mechaber said, even if you go to sleep, you're sitting down and you doze off, on your arms, and even at night. And if you properly go to sleep, we'll see further. Go to the bathhouse or the bathroom. Says you did not take your mind off of learning. Furthermore, you have to be careful. There are dinim in the bathhouse and the bathroom. For example, as we learned at the beginning of Shulchan Aruch, how much of yourself you should uncover in the bathroom. Similarly, in the bathhouse, you're not allowed to say shalom to a friend. It's not considered that you removed your mind from the Torah. A fascinating explanation of the Mishnah Berurah that we see even at times that we're not learning, and perhaps even at times that we think we're certainly not learning, we're in the bathroom, at the bathhouse, still the mere fact that you're a Yid, the mere fact that you're a Jew and you're always governed by Torah and Halacha, that itself is called that you do not remove your mind from Torah. We continue in Sif Yud Aleph that says the Mishnah Berurah, Shinas keva b'yoyim al mitasei have hefsek, the Mechaber, The Mechaber begins with the first opinion, which is the Tur, B'Shem Darash, that if one takes a proper nap, pajamas, a few hour nap in his bed, it's considered a hefsek, and he has to say new Birkas HaTorah when he wakes up even though it was a nap during the day. And our minhag is to say that it's not a hefsek. Says the Mishnah Berurah, v'chein nagu sif katan chav hey, v'lech chamudas kasav, v'linir shem avarich tavar la bracha. Says the lecha b'chamudais, even though that what's our minhag? Well, our minhag is not to make a new bracha when we take a nap, but still, says the Mishnah Berurah, quoting the lecha b'chamudais, if you do, it's a bracha, it's a good thing. V'chein nag mari levarich, and that's what the Mari used to do. V'chein eskim apri chadash v'li yarab v'chein mari v'shan v'achrein, v'chein kisva grav v'chein nikhay adam la'alacha. Even though the Pri Megadim sounds, you can rely on the minhag not to make a new Birkas HaTorah if you take a nap during the day, even though it's in your bed, it's a set, real sleep. I'll call upon him near a paja. Law, you have says, this is something that's very, very interesting. The minhag is not to make Birkas HaTorah. That's certainly what we do, is that even one who takes a proper nap in pajamas in his bed for a few hours does not say Birkas HaTorah. But we're seeing that there are many sources that are saying that if one were to say Birkas HaTorah, he does not lose and he's only blessed. And we conclude today's shir with Sif Yud Beis that the Mechaber teaches us. Afim lamad b'aleil, even if you learn at night. Halayl lo lichachar, the day goes after the day. Sha'avar of the previous day. Ve'ino tzarich lachzol avar kol zman shelo yeshein. And you do not have to say new Birkas HaTorah as long as you did not go to sleep. Says that the Mishnah Berurah of Gadol Chavav b'aleil ratzalayim rafil lo lamad b'yom klal. Let's say you davened in the morning. You didn't learn at all, and the first time you're learning is at night. Still, the Birkas HaTorah in the morning suffices for that. Sha'avar, the previous days of Chav Zayin, says that Mishnah Berurah calls manchu neir, as long as you're awake. Mudalav lilmud, you have to learn. Calls manchu yishlo panay whenever you have time. Vein hefsek v'asek chadas chash v'asek leini Birkas HaTorah. It's not called hefsek. And again, the Mishnah Berurah reveals to us the mindset that one has an obligation to learn when he has time. Of course, he might have to make parnasa, he might not be well, he might have to relax, he might have to take care of his family, he might have other obligations. But as soon as those obligations end, at that moment is when the chi of the obligation of Torah kicks in, and that's the reason why Birkas HaTorah is always waiting and hanging for you to learn. You You didn't take a proper sleep at night. Let's say someone on o'clock at night puts on pajamas and goes to sleep. That's sick. And then he wakes up after 3 hours. And now he wants to sit and learn. Certain Gedalim, Rabbanim do that. So in that scenario, it would yes be called a hafsik, and then you would yes have to make a new Birkas HaTorah. Even the Yeshayim agrees. Like Shavuos night. You have to make a new bracha in the morning. A massive machlokes. Because the Chachamim said the Birkas HaTorah is like Birkas HaShachar. You have to say once a day. Safek brachas hakel, and therefore if you stayed up all night, you do not make a new Birkas HaTorah. Which is of course what we do in Mavshir. Lo yirad lishma Birkas HaTorah me'achar. She hear Birkas HaTorah from someone else. You should say that he has intent to be yotzi you. And you have intent to be yotzi and say amen. Then say a few psukim to learn Torah. Or have in mind ba'avarab. You want to take a marach shesayim tefillah. And this is, of course, what many people do on Shavuos. If someone sleeps by day, Shinas keval mitasai. He goes into bed with the pajamas and sleeps for a good hour or two. Ubalayla, or anything more than a half hour. Ubalayla shalach ravayaner kolayla. Then you're up the whole night. Pasuk hagoyin Rav Kiva Eger devzel kuliyam zar levarach ba'boker. Everyone holds himself to make a new Birkas HaTorah in the morning. Birkas HaTorah, Avim Birkas HaVasolim Shal Arvis V'Tarasim Loilamad Miyad Achar HaTfilah. And therefore, that is what many people do. The day before Shavuos, they take a real nap, and then they can say Birkas HaTorah in the morning without any problems. Many very important halachas we learned today about Birkas HaTorah, but perhaps the most important is the mindset that the Mishnah Berurah keeps on teaching us. That it's not necessarily that you're going to be learning all day, but it's the fact that when you have that ability, when you have that time, when you have the potential to click on a shiur, to learn a little bit, that is when the obligation begins, and that is where your Birkas HaTorah works. We'll pick it up from Sifya Gimel in the next year.